How's it going, everybody? Coming to you today from the driveway. Going to be doing some work on the Honda CRF300 Rally. What I've got is the Tusk Pannier rack and the Tusk pilot bags. Going to be installing those on the bike. It's super quick, super easy. I read through the instructions and I'll show you real quick what we've got, and I'll show you how to put them on. Like I said, super quick, super easy. I'll install them and then come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, I kind of cheated, and the first thing I did is remove this from the left-hand side for that body panel, and that allows this body panel to be pulled out. It then unpops here, and you can get to your passenger kickstand or your passenger foot peg and remove it. Now, on this side, if you look up in there, the battery box is actually in the way. And the instructions tell you to remove the battery box and all of that. I cheated and used a master key, and I cut the pin. Now, I'm not ever planning on going back and putting the foot peg on. If I had to, I can just get another pin then. This rack will run through the bottom and a nut there. You come up here and you can see where those line up. I've got the Tusk rack on top. Those will line up, bolt up, and then here on the back, you install that back bar. It is a super easy install. I'm not going to show you every single step. That's basically it. Remove the stands on both sides. Bolt goes up through the bottom. You might have to take a fairing loose. Your two bolts up here, I think they're 13 millimeter. Yeah, super quick and easy. I'll throw it on real quick and we'll go from there. So as I was saying, run the bolt up through here, take these loose. You don't want to tighten everything up all the way, so just get it finger tight because you will have to kind of roll it around. But once you get everything finger tight, then you can go to the other side. That's got everything done for the first step on this side, except you didn't see me cut this off. That was the only thing that you didn't get to see. I'll show you removing it on the other side. This really doesn't take a whole lot of tools. I'm using a 13 millimeter with an extension, flathead screwdriver, pair of pliers, and an Allen wrench. Now you're going to do the same thing over here. You're going to have to take this fairing loose. Once that's loose, kind of, piece of gravel from my last ride. Kind of pop it loose. There you go, to where you've got room. You're now going to remove the Carter key and the pin that's holding it here. Okay. Now sometimes on these, if you can't get them with your pliers, That's what the screwdriver's for. I couldn't get the other side. They were bent around too good, so I had to use this and kind of pry them out to where I could get them with my pliers. This one I was able to get. So then all you have to do is pull the keeper pin out and remove the washer, and then push the pin up and your foot peg will come off. So now you've got your pin, your washer done. You take and raise this up, pull your pin out, and your peg comes off. You're gonna need the black one, the black button head and nylock. And that's gonna go through this and then up through the bottom. And then just reach up underneath here and get it started. That's going to hold it in place for you. So now you can take the 2 bolts loose that are holding your rack and your seat on. So that's the little 13. Get one started to hold it, and then there we go. That one I can't hardly reach with my hand, so I am going to run it up a little bit with the ratchet, but I'm not going to get it tight yet. I'm just going to run it up a little ways. So now we're going to go and put on the back bar. The back bar will attach through these 2 holes here, these 2 holes over here. You've got your slots here and here, and you will be using the 4 bolts and the smaller 4 nuts. If you already have the Tusk rack on, you've already got the spacers in there. It comes with spacers and different bolts, but if you've already got the Tusk rack on there, you won't need those. So that'll just be extra for you. So next we're just gonna kind of get these started. After you get one started, go ahead and go to the other side and get one started over there. That way it'll hold up the weight for you. Okay, after you get the 4 nuts and bolts done on the rear rack, it's time to go around and start tightening everything up and squaring it up and making for sure it looks good. I'm personally going to start on the front of each side, tighten it, and kind of work my way back, adjusting as I go backwards. It doesn't actually say to do that in the instructions. That's just how I'm going to do it. You've got a 13 millimeter, and then I think it's a 4, Allen wrench. I don't remember what size. I think it's a 4A, something like that. Anyway, it's a 13 millimeter. You can put your wrench on it and just start tightening. You could possibly get a ratchet up in there, but it's kind of tight because I didn't do the battery box removal. If you remove the battery box, you'd have more room. But so far, I've been able to get just the wrench up in there with no problem. I tightened the whole thing up just doing that one. I'm gonna go over to the other side, tighten it, work my way up to the seats and to the bar on last. All right, onto the seat. And that's gonna be the 13 millimeter socket. So now I'm just gonna tighten up the seat, and that's the 13 millimeter socket. Remember, we just had it hand tied earlier. Nice and snug. Now to the other side. And then the last one here on the back. After I get these done, after you get your seat tightened up, just make sure this looks good, nice and centered. And it's a 10 millimeter. I'm going to be using a little stubby 10 millimeter wrench, and the socket. Just going to kind of go through, lightly snug them both up on each side, and then I'm going to take and make for sure that it's nice and square and looks good. After looking it over, making sure you like your spacing, everything looks good, then you just snug them down. After you snug them down, don't forget to go back and reattach your fairings. Push them into the little locks. After you push the 2 lock pins in, then just use your Allen key and the screw. You'll do the same thing for the other side. Now, one thing I did notice, you're not gonna be able to use your factory toolbox for much. So just be aware of that. You don't have very much room between the box and the rack. Go to the other side, attach the fairing, and we're done. This side's just like the other. You have a push pin here and here. You just pop them in. And then the nut. And it's a 5. I said earlier a 4, it is a 5. There you go. That is your racks installed, ready for your bags. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, super easy, quick job. 10 minutes, maybe, something like that. If I wasn't talking, it'd probably been faster. So there you go. That is your Tusk Pannier racks for the Honda CRF300 install. 10-minute job.